You think you know the gods of Hinduism, the peaceful ones, garlanded, smiling, handing out blessings and salvation? Yeah, not today. Today we go deeper, into the part of the divine that doesn't comfort you, it dismantles you. Gods who don't care if you love them, they only care if you're willing to burn. These are the darkest deities of Hindu mythology. Not demons, not villains, but cosmic forces that strip you bare of ego, of identity, of illusion. Still here? Good. Let's begin. Descending through the gods that strip you. This isn't just a list. It's a descent, a spiral inward. With each step, a piece of you breaks away. Not your body, but your illusions. Kali. Kali is the goddess of destruction, time, and terrifying liberation. Worshipped with blood, revered with awe, and feared with an intensity usually reserved for cosmic extinction events. Let's just get one thing out of the way. Kali is not your goth ex who listens to death metal and smokes clove cigarettes. She is the death metal.
Ow!
She is the end of the playlist, the funeral of the ego, the last thing your sense of self hears before being ripped apart and recycled into cosmic mulch. The first time you see an image of Kali, you might assume it's horror fan art. Black skin, tongue out, eyes blazing like two dying stars, a necklace of decapitated heads, a skirt of human arms, and oh look, she's dancing on top of her husband Shiva like he's a human welcome mat. And yet, she's not a villain. She's not evil. She's not even angry in the traditional sense. She's functioning, efficiently, like a divine wood chipper designed for dismantling illusions. People often mistake Kali for evil because they can't wrap their sanitized Western morality brains around a deity who kills not out of hatred, but out of necessity. Kali is the boss fight after enlightenment. You want freedom from the ego? You want liberation from attachment? She's got you. But she's not going to hold your hand and give you crystals and affirmations. She's going to burn it all. She exists at the crossroads of terror and transcendence. She is mother, yes, but the kind of mother who lets you cry and vomit through your transformation, not the one who sings lullabies. She doesn't kill you per se. She kills the version of you that's clinging to comfort, identity, and pride like a rat hoarding glitter. And don't get me started on how she shows up in real life. Devotees chant her name while smearing ashes of the dead on their foreheads. Temples offer blood sacrifices, not because she needs blood, but because we need ritualized terror to access the deeper layers of the psyche. Kali is the deity that stares directly into your trauma and says, "You done playing yet? Good. Now shut up and dissolve." She is horror and healing in the same breath, a paradox in blue-black flesh. Shani. Shani is the planetary god of karma, misfortune, and unrelenting cosmic debt collection. Basically, he's Saturn in a really bad mood, and he never forgets. Have you ever had 7 years of soul-level bad luck for no clear reason? Everything falls apart, your car dies, your dog leaves you, even your phone cracks its screen out of spite. That's not coincidence. That's Shani Dev checking your karmic credit score and deciding it's time to repossess your peace of mind. Shani doesn't just deliver suffering. Oh no, that would be too generous. He delivers meaningful suffering. It's the kind of life-altering, core-wrenching existential descent that makes you rebuild yourself from scratch. He doesn't want your praise. He doesn't need your love. He wants your growth, which, let's be honest, is a really cruel way to care. And let's talk visuals. Shani rides a crow. Not a majestic eagle, not a glowing white horse, a crow. The kind of bird that sits on telephone poles and judges your life choices. It's perfect. He wears black robes. His eyes burn like he's seen every lie you've ever told yourself. Even looking at Shani during temple rituals is discouraged. He's that radioactive. You don't pray to Shani for blessings. You beg him not to notice you. People light oil lamps and offer black sesame seeds like they're trying to bribe the IRS of the cosmos. Please, sir, take this symbolic offering and don't ruin my marriage. There's even an astrological term, sade sati, which is Sanskrit for welcome to your life falling apart for 7 years. When Shani transits your moon, it's game over. You're not getting punished. You're being peeled. Peeled of illusions, attachments, and all those cutesy ideas about who you think you are. Shani is like that one professor who gives you a 0 not because you didn't try, but because he knows you can do better, and he hates your potential more than your failure. The horror of Shani isn't jump scares. It's the long, slow burn of consequence. He is time, debt, and delay. He teaches you patience by setting fire to everything you're impatient about. He's not the villain, he's the exam. And if you fail, he'll be back. Yama. Yama is the god of death, the underworld, and judgment. And honestly, the least fun guy to meet after flatlining. Yama doesn't come for you with a scythe and a skeleton grin. He shows up on a black buffalo, which already feels personal. A buffalo, dude. The most you can't run from this animal possible. That's like death showing up in a minivan and still outrunning you. But let's not get distracted. Yama isn't here to scare you. He's here to audit you. The moment your soul slips out of your body, he's flipping through your karmic spreadsheet like a bored tax official. Good deeds? Check. That time you ghosted your friend during a crisis? Yeah, that's going to show up in red ink. He's the CEO of Naraka, the Hindu version of hell, but don't expect brimstone and pitchforks. Naraka is worse. It's customized suffering. Think Black Mirror, but eternal and run by divine bureaucracy. And Yama, he's HR, legal, and IT support rolled into one. Emotionless, efficient, terrifying. Here's the part that bends the brain. Yama isn't evil, he's just. He's not punishing you out of wrath. He's literally fulfilling his cosmic job description. You were cruel? Expect cruelty back. You manipulated people? He's got a mirror and he's holding it real close. There's no defense lawyer, just your own damn karma. Some texts say his assistant, Chitragupta, writes down everything you do, like every lie, every theft, every "I'll call you back" that you never meant. That's right. Hindu mythology invented the ultimate surveillance state before the NSA. And Yama is its stone-faced enforcer. But wait, it gets weirder. He's also one of the Lokapalas, the guardians of the directions. Specifically, he rules the south because that's where the dead go. Imagine being in charge of an entire direction because it aligns with your vibe. That's power. That's branding. People worship Yama during certain festivals to try to avoid premature death, which is funny when you realize they're basically telling death, "Hey, big fan, please don't visit me this year." He's the guy who doesn't flinch, doesn't comfort, doesn't blink. You die, and he's already waiting, arms crossed, checking the time like you're late to your own reckoning. Yama isn't the end. He's the accountant at the end. Rudra. Rudra is the storm, not a storm. Not your storm. He is the concept of storm made divine. A howling primordial force of rage, destruction, and unsettling grace, carved straight from the raw shriek of the cosmos. Forget your Pinterest version of Shiva doing yoga in the Himalayas. Before he was the cool, dreadlocked chill god sipping soma and blessing yogis, he was Rudra, the terrifying, unrelenting god of wild howls and thunder and death by emotion. The Vedas don't describe him gently. They beg him. They plead with him. They call him the archer because apparently he shoots suffering at people like divine arrows. Rudra is that moment in a panic attack where the walls melt and you forget how to be human for a second. He's the god you think about when you feel like tearing your skin off to escape your own thoughts. The word Rudra literally comes from the root rud, meaning to cry or to howl. Yeah, he's so terrifying, his name is the sound you make when you're breaking. You think this is poetic exaggeration? Read the Rig Veda. They basically chant, "O Rudra, please don't destroy us today. Here, take this offering. Spare us the emotional apocalypse." He's got 1,000 forms. Sometimes he's a healer, sometimes he's the plague, sometimes he's both at the same time, which feels like the divine equivalent of slapping you and then offering a tissue. People try to conflate him with Shiva, and sure, they eventually merge. But Rudra is the unfiltered version, the pre-sanitized, no dilution, rage-core deity. He's not the calm after the storm, he's the scream in the middle of it. No one prays to Rudra like, "Hey, help me with this math test." You pray to Rudra like, "Please don't obliterate my soul while I sleep." You chant to keep him away, not closer. He's that part of yourself you don't trust, the one who wants to break the plate just to feel something. And the worst part? He sees you. Not the version of you post online, the actual tangled, snarling mess underneath. And instead of judging, he just becomes that truth. He's the god of authenticity through devastation, the god of catharsis so complete it might just kill you. Worship Rudra and you're not asking for safety. You're asking for transformation through fire. And he might say yes. Ketu. Ketu is not a god in the way you think of gods. Ketu is a headless shadow, a decapitated body drifting through space and karma like a cosmic glitch. He's the south node of the moon in Vedic astrology. Yes, literally a mathematical point in the sky. And yet he has more psychological impact than most fully formed deities with faces and hobbies. Let me explain. Actually, no, let me scream. Ketu is a body without a head. Not metaphorically, not symbolically, literally. His brother Rahu got the head, Ketu got the leftovers. And somehow he's the one that represents liberation, detachment, moksha, salvation, the final escape from the soul's ridiculous reincarnation hamster wheel. So, a headless ghost snake is your spiritual advisor now. Welcome to Hindu cosmology, folks. It makes Lovecraft look like a bedtime story. Ketu represents the part of you that's done, the part that's tasted the world, found it bitter, and quietly deleted its social media. He is the spiritual burnout, the mystic dropout, the saint who laughs at enlightenment because he's already past caring. He rules over sudden losses, disconnection, irrational fear, mystical knowledge, and oh yeah, past life trauma. You don't worship Ketu, you live through him. Ever lost something you thought defined you? Your job, your lover, your identity, and then felt strangely peaceful? That's Ketu. Ripping out your ego and replacing it with blank silence. And here's the kicker. He's not punishing you. He's freeing you. Ketu doesn't hate you. He just doesn't care about your attachments. He is what happens when the soul gets so tired of this karmic sitcom that it turns off the TV mid-season and walks into the mountains naked. Astrologers dread Ketu transits. Why? Because he doesn't negotiate, he doesn't explain, he just erases. One day you're obsessed with becoming a millionaire. Next day, you're on a rooftop staring at the stars asking if anything matters. Ketu is the horror of meaninglessness dressed as divine liberation. He doesn't want your offerings, he wants your delusions. He is headless because he doesn't need to think anymore. He's already seen through it all. And there you have it. Gods you don't pray to, you pray they don't notice you tonight. They don't need your faith. They exist in collapse, in endings, in that moment when you ask, why is this happening to me? And the universe just whispers, because you haven't learned yet. If you survive this video, leave a like, or don't. These gods don't count views. But if you want more entities that should probably remain unnamed, hit subscribe. We're just getting started. Goodbye. And tonight, don't stare at the sky for too long.